Good afternoon, Mr. Gates. So the question that I'd like to ask is, so how do you see AI evolving in the next decade, and how do you see it impacting the society?
Yeah, so I'd say this is the most transformative technology in my lifetime. And that's saying a lot. The microprocessor, which I got to see when I was just 14 years old, and say, wow, this is going to improve exponentially. And, essentially that meant free computing. The internet, when it came along, which essentially meant free communication. But with AI, in its current form, you're talking about, sort of white-collar type thinking almost becoming free. We have to get the quality up and the cost down, but that's the direction we're headed in. And then there'll be a complementary revolution as the AI is embodied into physical robots that will be quite revolutionary from a blue-collar work point of view. And so that, it's in one respect incredibly fantastic. All the advances in technology and history have raised the human condition. They brought challenges. Maybe you could say nuclear weapons was more negative than positive, but most of the advances, farming productivity that concerned people, or intense use of energy, we eventually, the extra productivity meant that we met more needs. And certainly in the next decade, that's what AI will be about. Everything that becomes more productive, you can do it in a higher quality way, you can do more of it. In the case of writing software, the Microsoft engineers are now 30% more productive. And we're not saying, okay, we need less engineers. What we want is some of that to get more software and some of it to get higher quality software. So we'll, spend the productivity in those dimensions, not in some sort of a cost-saving direction. Likewise, if you think about the demand for tutoring or the demand for medical advice, what you might call the price elasticity, if it's cheap enough, people would love to have that available. It's very dramatic. And so like computing, nobody would say, okay, we have too many computers. No, we came up with ways, and now AI, we've taken that to kind of a mind-blowing level, how much computation we need. And so it's, it'll start as what we call the co-pilot that's helping you get things done. And then there will be some low-level things that it will be able to do once we've got the reliability and everything very strong. Some things it will do in a non-supervised type fashion. And so it's, it's kind of wondrous for drug discovery. It's wondrous for making, the way you interact with the government, the way you get advice, all of those things, even areas that are creativity that aren't my expertise, but a lot will come out of that. So this is the most profound technology, and it could develop even faster than we expect. We don't really know, for example, how good will ChatGPT 5 be? We don't know. It'll be better, but how much better will it be? And eventually you get to a point where you have a system that understands itself in terms of driving self-improvement.
To add a follow-on question, you've seen so many cycles of technology that have fundamentally disrupted the future of innovation. What, if anything, concerns you about this?
Well, I'll say one thing that's really good about it, which is that the end user infrastructure you need to deliver this, to let a student in a poor household in India have access, if they have the mobile network and they have the phone, that's exactly what we deliver the AI over. So except for the back-end capacity, you might call it the intelligence services, that the aggregate demand for that will exceed supply for a while. Except for that one piece, we've already laid the framework. And of course, India, in terms of the cost of that network and coverage, it's quite good today, cheaper than anywhere else in the world, and quite pervasive. And so actually, of all the technologies, with that one footnote about the back end, this one is able to suffuse to the world at large faster than any other technology. You know, personal computers, you had to buy the hardware. Advanced cell phones, you had to buy the hardware, you had to get those networks installed. And in terms of usability, what we're doing with the AI is we're using your language. And when I say your language, I don't just mean English and Hindi, I mean, and there's a lot of great work in India and Africa and all over the world to train these models so that not only in textual form or text on the screen, but talking input and speech output, these things in terms of their accent and degree of understanding will meet you with the whatever language that you want to engage with. So usability and getting out to the users, this is quite phenomenal. You know, even I worry that a while when it gets really good, you know, we'll have a problem that we've never even had to consider, which is a problem of excess. You know, and yes, we can take care of handicapped people, we can take care of old people, we can reduce the length of the work week. You know, a lot of things, because work is not sort of the ultimate thing, like, oh no, I need more work. If you need more work, we'll run the clock backwards and all of us can be farmers trying to, you know, grow enough. Leisure time really is a good thing used properly, and we're going to have more leisure time. So you almost get into a philosophical question when you have this, wow, food, disease, war, you know, those are taken care of. Okay, now, how do we, what is our highest fulfillment?
Playing pickleball.
She mentioned pickleball, which
Yeah.
you may not have heard of. It's a reasonably North American phenomenon of a paddle sport.